Aloha, dear friends. Welcome to the sixth and final installment of the March 2nd, 2013 letter from the Universal House of Justice to the Baha'is of Iran. And the reason why I'm so excited to be reading this letter now is that it offers such relevant, precise guidance for the balance of how do we participate in life of society and contribute to social progress and change and good and not get sucked into the vortex of political contention, which is part of the Baha'i faith, to avoid all of that. And it's very, very challenging, especially in this day of like online battlegrounds and sort of sharing our lunch and then our political opinions and all that. So I really wanted to deepen on what has the house already given to believers around the world about how to embrace our opportunities as Baha'is and not fall into detrimental habits. So this is the last reading, and I will be starting in, if you want to read along, there are links below. This brings us. This brings us. It's almost to the end. This brings us at last to the specific question of political activity. The conviction of the Baha'i community that humanity, having passed through earlier stages of social evolution, stands at the threshold of its collective maturity. Its belief that the principle of the oneness of humankind, the hallmark of the age of maturity, implies a change in the very structure of society. Its dedication to a learning process that, animated by this principle, explores the workings of a new set of relationships among the individual, the community, and the institutions of society, the three protagonists in the advancement of civilization. Its confidence that a revised conception of power, freed from the notion of dominance with the accompanying ideas of contest, contention, division, and superiority, underlies the desired set of relationships. Its commitment to a vision of a world that, benefiting from humanity's rich cultural diversity, abides no lines of separation. These all constitute essential elements of the framework that shapes the Baha'i approach to politics set out in brief below. Baha'is do not seek political power. They will not accept political posts in their respective governments, whatever the particular system in place, though they will take up positions which they deem to be purely administrative in nature. They will not affiliate themselves with political parties, become entangled in partisan issues, or participate in programs tied to the diverse agendas of any group or faction. At the same time, Baha'is respect those who, out of a sincere desire to serve their countries, choose to pursue political aspirations or to engage in political activity. The approach adopted by the Baha'i community of non-involvement in such activity is not intended as a statement expressing some fundamental objection to politics in its true sense. Indeed, humanity organizes itself through political affairs. Baha'is vote in civil elections as long as they do not have to identify themselves with any party in order to do so. In this connection, they view government as a system for maintaining the welfare and orderly progress of a society, and they undertake one and all to observe the laws of the land in which they reside, without allowing their inner religious beliefs to be violated. Baha'is will not be party to any instigation to overthrow a government, nor will they interfere in political relations between the governments of different nations. This does not mean that they are naive about political processes in the world today and make no distinction between just and tyrannical rule. The rulers of the earth have sacred obligations to fulfill towards their people, who should be seen as the most precious treasure of any nation. Wherever they reside, Baha'is endeavor to uphold the standard of justice, addressing inequities directed towards themselves or towards others, but only through lawful means available to them, eschewing all forms of violent protest. Moreover, in no way does the love they hold in their hearts for humanity run counter to the sense of duty they feel to expend their energies in service to their respective countries. The approach or strategy, if you will, with the simple set of parameters outlined in the foregoing paragraph enables the community, in a world where nations and tribes are pitted against the other and people are divided and separated by social structures, to maintain its cohesion and integrity as a global entity, and to ensure that the activities of the Baha'is in one country do not jeopardize the existence of those elsewhere. Guarded against competing interests of nations and political parties, the Baha'i community is thus able to build its capacity to contribute to processes that promote peace and unity. I'll read that again. Guarded against competing interests of nations and political parties, the Baha'i community is thus able to build its capacity to contribute to processes that promote peace and unity. Dear friends, we recognize that treading this path, which you have done so ably for decades, is not without its challenges. It asks for an integrity that cannot be shaken, for a rectitude of conduct that cannot be undermined, for a clarity of thought that cannot be obscured, for a love of one's country that cannot be manipulated. Now that your fellow citizens understand your plight, and possibilities will no doubt open for you to participate even further in the life of society, we pray that you will be assisted from on high in explaining to your friends and compatriots the framework articulated in these pages, so that in collaboration with them, you will find increasing opportunities to labor for the good of your people without compromising in any way your identity as followers of one who summoned humanity more than a century ago to a new world order. Signed, the Universal House of Justice. All right, my dear friends, thank you so much for listening and reading and studying along with me. There are links below to read this letter. There are also links to my Patreon and my art page if you want to know a little bit more about me and be a part of my process. Links below. Please remember to subscribe to this channel and like this video and share it online and with your friends at different platforms. All of those things will help these amazing messages reach more people. And I think this is really important content for the online space. So your subscriptions and likes and even comments and of course your shares will help that process. All right, you guys. Peace, love, and unity. Have a great day. I'll catch you next week. Bye-bye.